Side. Love You My Baby Till I Die. Pato ranking from Ghana featuring Diamond Platinum in Tanzania. But before that song, there was Sherry Martins here. Nilikuwa na rafiki yangu. One song I've heard in agents since I was young. George, if I ask you, when was the last time you heard that song? It was an anthem when we were growing up.
Yeah, but you know, with the current generation, listen to such music may not be such appealing.
Yeah. Did you listen to it?
Yeah, and I really loved it. It was a very awesome song.
Well, it is Spoiler on Sports this beautiful Friday morning. We got Vincent Toro from Goal.com, a sports and football journalist from Goal.com, and also sports producer from Radio Africa Group here with us today to discuss everything that has been happening today. But we're going to start on a very good note of telling people there's some fake news going on that former Liverpool defender and Cameroonian international Rigobert Song is dead. It's a lie. It's not true. Rigobert Song is alive and kicking. Let's start our spoiler on sport this morning while discussing the KPL midweek where we had Tusker draw with Kariobangi Sharks. Georgie, if I bring you into this conversation, one thing I've realized with the Kenya Premier League currently is we don't score goals.
Yeah, there's inconsistency in scoring goals, and I think it's a culture that has been there for long. We tend to play more defensively.
Yeah.
And this is a culture that has moved on to the national team because you're always defensive first. You prevent your opponent from scoring, and this one makes you play. You don't play open football, whereby that's why you see most matches end 1-1, 0-0, 2-1. There are no big scoring matches unless a big team meets a smaller team. So it's a defensive culture of our teams that makes it difficult to score. We tend to defend too much. We don't play open football. Yeah.
Vincent, is that the reason why Gor Mahia are very good enough, and we were discussing earlier, it is their time to go and lift the league because they are the only team that seem to score goals?
And as George has said, most teams right now are playing defensively, and as Gor Mahia play, they really make good use of their midfield to score goals up front, courtesy of Jacques Tuyisenge, although he's not been scoring of late, but he has quite a number of goals, and Medi Kagere, and their top striker now, the much refined Blackberry Odhiambo is back into scoring form. But there's a big problem with our league, and I think it's the system of which the coaches are using. We should change our system. The system that we're using is not good. Playing defensively, it really affects our national team. As much as we blame the top people of our national team, it starts from the grassroots. There's a problem down here, up there, everything can't be nice.
Yeah, sure.
So we can start by sorting out the issue with the system used to teach our coaches. Maybe we can divert to go German instead of using the Dutch system. The Dutch system is not working for us.
But I think the Dutch system is majorly Maisa, and it's because almost 90% of the players in Kenya Premier League are all from Maisa. But moving on to other matches now that will be happening this weekend, Mathare United versus Gor Mahia. Mathare is one team that defeated Gor Mahia this season. Is Francis Kimanzi going to be the one making Gor Mahia not to lift this league early enough?
Yeah, it's very much possible because for some reason, Mathare United always rises to the occasion against Gor Mahia. If you look at when Gor Mahia went unbeaten in 2015,
yes,
Mathare is the only team that pushed them to the wall because Gor Mahia scored an equalizer in the 92nd minute. So for some reason, Mathare is always a hard nut to crack for Gor Mahia. Because in the first leg when they beat Gor, Kimanzi was suspended and it was Salim Ali, his assistant, who was in charge. So in this case, I'm sure Mathare are not much safe, and Kimanzi and his charges will give Gor Mahia a hard time. I foresee a draw, and which will stall Gor Mahia because Kogalo so only needs at least 2 wins and a draw to lift the title for the 16th time. But Mathare will stall their chances. Yeah.
And another game that will be happening this weekend will be down in Mombasa between Bandari and Sofapaka. Sofapaka will be they will not be having Bernard Mangoli in that midfield. But Bandari have not been on a good run because they have lost 4 matches on the trot. What can be wrong with Bandari?
Bandari, for sure, I don't understand their problem. But maybe it looks like the coach is the problem, because when the coach went to Bandari, he really cut a lot of allowances for the players.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a player sabotage that's affecting Bandari right now.
Yeah.
And in their match, I foresee Sofapaka or draw. You can place your money on Sofapaka or draw. Bandari winning right now, I don't think so. And if they're not careful, they may go to the grass.
Well, more of the Kenya Premier will be discussing it tomorrow on the touchline, because it's a whole session of the Kenya Premier League and how the matches are going on in round 29 of this matches. You can also join this conversation. Send your messages starting with Y in the morning to 22162. Talk to us, hashtag Y in the morning, and we can sample those feedback at the tail end of this broadcast with Kalamival and Barry Moore and Shiko Keitani. Moving on to major things is the World Cup qualifiers, but Kenya will not be in the World Cup qualifiers. We have not been in the World Cup qualifiers for a very long time. And a story that was done yesterday in the Daily Nation, they broke out and said, one of the leading betting camps CEO, Captain Ronald Karauri, came out and said, I've got no confidence in Stanley Okumbi. We as journalists, we have been saying that for a very long time. Is it true or it's not?
That's quite true, because the football fraternity has been complaining because they feel that Okumbi is not the best man for the job.
Yes.
From fans to even other coaches. There's a time when most of the coaches were against Okumbi.
Yeah.
And even felt that they were sabotaging him by pushing him out of the team.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we find that Okumbi's appointment did not augur well with most of the Kenyan fans and almost everyone, because to me, he's an average coach.
Yes.
The farthest he had taken Mathare is the top 8, maybe playing in the KPL top 8 champion title.
Yes.
But so far, not much achievements. He may have the papers, but when it comes to disciplining the teams and maybe fighting for titles, we have better guys. We have Sami Pamzo, we have
Robert Matano.
Yeah, Matano, the Lion, yeah. So Karauri is saying that it's just a warning shot, because his companies are the sponsors of the national team. And despite taking back his words and saying, I don't have confidence in Okumbi taking us to the World Cup, but I'll leave Nick and his guys to decide that. That's a warning shot. It's like telling someone, I don't like this, but you can try doing something better. So in short, it's just saying Okumbi should be relieved. Maybe we get someone who has much experience and can really push the country to further to higher standards. Because Kenya is the only country that can afford the luxury of taking their players to watch the World Cup rather than qualifying. So in this case, we need someone to take us to the World Cup. We don't want to go watch the World Cup. Yeah,
Vincent, we were talking about the Stanley Okumbi situation at the Harambee Stars camp, where Captain Ronald Karauri has come out and said he's not confident of Stanley Okumbi. He is not alone. It is a conversation that has been brewing up. What do you make up of all this?
I think the only person confident with Okumbi is Nick Mwendo and Okumbi himself. The rest of Kenyans are not confident with Okumbi. Okumbi is someone who doesn't even inspire confidence to small children.
Okay.
Right now, after losing to Thailand and Iraq over the weekend, I'm seeing Kenya dropping, and we shall drop massively. We'd made better strides, but now we are going back. Kenya is a country whereby we don't know even our first 11. Each game we play with a different team. New members, new players, maybe 1 or 2 players are the consistent ones. That one can't work well with us. It's high time. Okumbi should have left Kenya a long time ago. Yeah. Even I think it's a shame for him to be still there. He should just see by himself that right now I'm doing nothing good. I should now move on. Yeah.
And this is because other company, they had come and given us the dream of 2022 World Cup. The big question could be, we might not make it to 2022 World Cup.
If you ask me, being in Qatar is still a pipeline dream.
Yes.
Because if you can't start with the AFCON 2019,
yes,
then trust me, we have a long way to go. On the other hand, despite not having confidence in Okumbi, I could also add that his assistants are also not adding much value to the team, because we have Franco Una. He may have some experience at Sofapaka and Kogalo, but if you ask me, Frank and Kamau, they coach in the nationwide. It would have been better if they would have stuck with the under-20s and under-17s. Let's have an experienced person like Mike Mururi or Pamzo or the Lion to help Okumbi. If we insist on sticking with Okumbi, then you need someone who has more confidence and can instill confidence to the players. Someone who has won it before, who has won titles and has new ideas.
Yes.
Yeah. So talking of the 2022 World Cup, it's a pipeline dream that I don't think we're gonna achieve anytime soon.
Well, this conversation is hot currently, and many people are talking about it, and I'm expecting tomorrow on the touchline it will be a big conversation. Finally, Messi has made it to the World Cup. Joke Sampaoli came out and said, it is not Messi who owes us the World Cup, it is the World Cup that owes Messi. Do you buy that quote?
No, I don't buy it.
Why?
Buy it. The World Cup doesn't owe Messi.
Yeah.
What has Messi done with the national team? It has been a disappointment. I think the great player for Argentina is not Messi, is Angel Di Maria. Any match that, all the finals that Angel Di Maria has missed, be it Copa America or any other final where Argentina was in the final and Messi and Di Maria got an injury or missed the match, they've always lost that final. And in this case, and with Messi the team and Di Maria out of the team is not normally stable. So Messi, I don't think that the World Cup owes him anything. Yeah.
I'll be the devil's advocate in this case.
Yeah.
Messi is a cult hero and a football god,
Yes.
if you ask me. Last week I told you that he's going to rise to the occasion and push Argentina to the World Cup, because they had to beat Ecuador and to ensure that they get at least a playoff spot. He single-handedly scored a hat-trick. He may not have performed in the finals, maybe the Copa America, the World Cup, but look at it in these two angles. If Angel Di Maria has been the force behind Argentina, then where does this leave Messi, Aguero, and the likes of Higuain? Football is a team. It's a teamwork, and to some extent, sometimes things don't work. Like for Messi, he has been unlucky with the last three finals, the Copa America twice and the World Cup. But every season, history is written, and I believe this is Messi's time. Once he has made it to the World Cup, and it may be his time to leave the World Cup, because people say that he's not a complete player without winning the World Cup. Not even the World Cup. He has not won a major title for Argentina. But this time round, I think the gods of football are on his side, because they were this is whereby he would have flopped, and the whole world would have, most of the guys would have been happy. So
but I don't see him winning the World Cup.
You don't see Argentina.
The farthest they can go is the knockout stages.
They are the 2014 finalists.
Yeah, they can be the 2014 final, but the farthest they can go, according to me, the knockout
stages. Did you put your money on Cristiano Ronaldo winning the European Championship?
Unfortunately, I don't bet.
In that case, football is a game of numbers, and sometimes luck plays a big part. So to me, Argentina, it's their time. It's their time.
Because actually they had got many matches, 3 or 4 matches in the qualifiers, not scoring any goal, and then again they have had 3 managers in the qualifiers. So considering that and all that, you never know what is going to happen for Argentina. But away from the teams that have made it to the World Cup, it is the 5 teams. Panama might also make it to the World Cup for the very first time, and considering Panama, which is I think 131st in the FIFA rankings, going for the playoffs and finally make it to the World Cup, I pity myself as a Kenyan when we look at that, and we might not be in the World Cup. But one team that is going to miss this World Cup has to be the Confederations Cup 2017 finalists, that is Chile. Don't you feel for Arturo Vidal, because he actually retired immediately after that final match was over?
I really feel for him, and for Sanchez too, as an Arsenal fan. It's a sad moment, but you see, surprises have to be there. That's life. Sometimes you get some things and sometimes you miss them, so they just have to work hard next time. But at least they've been there before, and like us Kenyans, we only wish the only thing that we can play is in Sekafa, that which we don't need qualifications.
Chile shot themselves on the leg.
Yes.
Because all they needed was only a draw against Brazil.
Yeah.
They went ahead and lost 3-0. You know, Brazil are already through the World Cup. So by them beating Chile, they just sending a statement. You may be winning the Copa America twice in a row, but we beat you when it matters. So because Chile have been the masters of Copa America. They beat Argentina in 2 finals in a row. And when they were mostly needed, they didn't rise to the occasion. So like I said, football has no manners, and fortune favors the brave. So in this case, Chile are not brave enough. And for that matter, they are going to miss the World Cup.
Netherlands is another one who's going to miss out, on the United States. From Africa, we have Ghana and Cameroon. Do you feel for us in Africa, missing Ghana and Cameroon?
Yeah, to be frank, I've been, whenever Ghana plays in the World Cup, I've been a strong supporter of Ghana. They've always been my team. I've never diverted for supporting Ghana, but this time I don't know which team I support from Africa. But I hope the ones that have qualified, they shall represent us well. I hope Egypt shall do the work for us. But Netherlands, it came as a surprise to me. I didn't expect them to not feature in the World Cup, because they've been a regular team. They were a very good side, and also by the caliber of their players, you expect them to be playing in such tournaments. But as I said before, surprises happen, and you have to live with surprises and we calculate for a better tomorrow.
If you're looking for surprises this weekend, I cannot let you go without talking about Manchester Liverpool. This weekend, it will be on the Merseyside at the Cop and in Anfield. What do you make of that match?
Before I go there, let me just talk about the Dutch.
Yeah.
Holland have been christened the flower girls in every World Cup.
Yes.
They've always had some of the best squads. They always reach the semi-finals or the finals, but lose. Yeah. So
they've actually been to 3 finals. They have lost all of them.
They've always, mostly they made it to the semi-finals or the finals. So in this case, they are a team that's on a transition. The old guards are slowly letting go, and they are giving the youth a chance. Yeah. Like Captain Robben retired immediately after that match. Yes. Because to him, he felt like he should give the youth a chance. So the Dutch, they still have a lot to do, because they've had like 3 coaches in a span of maybe 2 years. Yes. So they have to regroup and get their mojo back to ensure that when this is the second tournament, the second major tournament they're missing in a row, because they missed Euros 2016. So if you ask me, they shouldn't miss Qatari 2022. They should be there, and also the Euros, European Championships. That's all I can say about the Dutch, but it's painful to see the likes of Robben calling it quits after that. He'll be turning 34, so to some extent he's letting go. Yeah. On a painful note, that is, after when the history will be written, they'll say Robben failed to captain the team to the World Cup. Yes. Yeah, so
it will be tough for them.
Yeah, it is.
And the World Cup qualifiers are done. We have got major matches coming up in Europe this weekend, all the way from Bundesliga to EPL. But one match where every Kenyan will be glued to will be Manchester versus Liverpool versus Manchester United. What do you make of the weekend? Will it be Manchester attack versus Liverpool defense?
Okay, Lukaku this weekend won't score. I can tell you that for a fact.
That's a bet. You're telling someone to bet actually immediately.
Yeah. If you're a gambler, Lukaku won't score. And to Manchester fans, sorry, you'll be disappointed. And the match I'm foreseeing to the best a 0-0 draw. But Liverpool shall possess the match. Yeah. Liverpool normally rises to the occasion when you don't expect them. Right now they don't have Sadio Mane. They are a key player. Many people are seeing them as if they shall lose the match, but I don't see them losing the match. What I see is them maybe winning or drawing a 0-0.
Gijo,
yes.
When you look at Manchester's attack and Liverpool's defense, what do you make of all that?
First of all, let me just say, Mourinho is a master tactician. Yes. And in big matches like these ones, he may come up with a trump card. So we know Mane will be missing. That's a blow for Liverpool. Yeah. He has been on good form. He got injured during the World Cup break. And the FIFA virus, as it's called, where players get injuries during the FIFA break, has really affected both Manchester United and Liverpool. Because Pogba is out, and so is Fellaini.
Yes.
Lukaku had an injury, but he's back.
He's chasing fitness
He's
now.
chasing, yeah, he's facing fitness. So to me, Mourinho will carry the day.
Yeah.
Despite losing only, despite beating Klopp once in their last 3 meetings, I feel like Mourinho is gonna win because Manchester are on a good roll. They've been scoring freely, and they've only lost 2 points when they drew with the Stoke.
But they've not met top 4 team, as we call them.
Yeah,
This is the first meeting.
Yeah, it's the first meeting, and they're
So
gonna.
there's going to be a real test for both.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a real test,
No,
and
it's not for both. It's going to be a real test for Manchester United.
yeah, it's gonna be a real test for United. But like I've told you, they are gonna, Mourinho is gonna rise to the occasion, and I can predict a slim 2-1 win for Mourinho, and Lukaku will score. Yeah,
His
Lukaku.
prediction, mine is vice versa.
So this one is 2-1. This one is Lukaku not scoring for the Ukraine. We'll have to leave it there, gentlemen. This conversation has to go on tomorrow because in Germany we have to discuss about Jupp Heynckes coming back for Germany. Can he get them back to the triple winning season like he did in 2013? In Spain, you'll be looking out for Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. How will that one turn out? But also we've got the Milan derby between Inter Milan and AC Milan. Then in France, Monaco versus Olympic Lyon. Those matches will be going on. I gotta thank you, Vincent, or Gold.com, for coming here to discuss sports with us. Sport producer Radio Africa, Georgie Omondi, also here with us. For Y in the Morning, Spoiler on Sports, I've been Robert Osoro. Enjoy the rest of your broadcast for Y in the Morning. Feel Good Friday with Barry Moore and Calamival.